Straight away, we're starting to see very dominance from Ferraris. I think the Ferraris will take the pole position, and one of the drivers will win the race on Sunday. Um, I think Ferrari have a very strong chassis. Overall, I think they're the best cars around corners. And this track here, you've got slow, short and mid, a lot of short and mid corners. So Ferrari has an amazing acceleration on corners, and they also brake extremely late compared to the other cars going into corners. So I think just in general, this track suits Ferrari car in general. But it'll be interesting to see how everything unfolds. For now, uh, Ferrari is just dominating. Charles Leclerc goes on top, just 1/10 quicker than Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is on a flying lap. Let's see if Lewis Hamilton is able to beat his teammate. Goes across the finish line, and he does beat his teammate. Yeah, so I think Lewis will try to um, impose his authority on Charles Leclerc throughout the weekend. And I think this is also a psychological battle as well. The more dominant you become in practice sessions, the more likely. Uh, it's not the more likely, but psychologically, I think it gives you put out a statement to your teammate that I'm quick here and I want to dominate. Even if I'm not quick, I will be hunting you down. So I think it's that's a psychological effect. It's a key element during practice session. But yeah, we're expecting to see this throughout the entire session, um, throughout the practice session, and let's see who comes out on top. Um, but I suspect the Ferraris will continue to dominate practice session as well as qualifying. It's nice. It's nice to see the London Norris P3 for the time being. He didn't participate too much on FP2 because he had the mechanical problems having to retire his car. Um, um, what else? Um, yeah, Racing Bulls currently in P4 and P5. It's too early to tell. Oh well, these some of some of the teams will be doing, but yeah, Audis they look strong as well throughout the weekend. Yesterday they qualified in P8 and P9. It's pretty strong. So let's see how well they do um, during qualifying and racing. Who else is on flying lap? Um, it's another thing that we noticed yesterday. A lot of the drivers got the track violations Um, Loads of drivers, and it's kind of unusual. It's not unusual. I can see why people get disqualified, or not disqualified, but they get the tracks deleted because there's one section of the track where drivers tend to kind of avoid that specific corners, or they carry too much speed into that specific corner and they just go into they take the easiest route. And I think it's for that reason that a lot of the drivers get track violations, penalties. And I think it's around 10, 17, or 16. So, yeah, a lot of track violations. George Russell last year, he was too fast around this track, and it, it wasn't too fast, but he was stuck in traffic a lot of the time, and he just kept, cutting corners. And he got penalized. But in the end, those penalties didn't even um, damage his position overall after the race, because he was losing more time in traffic than he lost through the penalties. So yeah, let's see what happens. Verstappen is on a quick lap at the moment. He just set the fastest first sector. Um, Stroll being asked to box. He's actually in a pit lane. Sorry, there's some. Seems like there's some mechanical issues that they need to check. Apparently, nothing so serious at the moment, but George Russell takes temporary P1. Where's Antonelli? Antonelli's all the way back to P21. It's really interesting to see the Mercedes up there. It's we haven't seen the Mercedes being in the top two positions throughout the entire previous two practice sessions. What they doing sandbagging yesterday? We honestly don't know. Piastri's yet to set a lap. He actually just set a lap, but no good at the moment. Leclerc retakes the P1 position from George Russell. So the session just really started. It's really hard to see what's going on at the moment. But yeah, I predict Ferraris and Red Bulls to dominate um, practice session 3. Hazik Hajar, even though he had an accident yesterday, he crashed yesterday. He bounced back and finished in P6 overall. So the Red Bulls, yeah, they look pretty strong with their new power engine developed in-house by the Red Bull team. So yeah, track temperature 32 degrees. There was speculation that it was gonna rain today. Um, the weather seems to be pretty sunny and bright, so I'm not so sure if it already rained in the morning. Uh, well, technically we're still in the morning in the UK, but I think they already 1 hour ahead. Um, yeah, but Monaco looks beautiful at the moment. All the yachts and the boats by the sea, everyone seems to be having a good time. I wonder, I wonder what is the average spending time for someone who lives in Monaco. I wonder. Antonelli goes fastest. Mercedes, they seem like they want to actually put up a fight with the Ferraris this time around. So yeah, Mercedes looking pretty strong. I'm quite surprised. I'm quite shocked with the pace of the Mercedes today. They completely um, came to the track with a different attitude or a different perspective, and they essentially just wanted to tell the whole world who's in charge here. Remind everyone else that we're still in charge. You might be the fastest car in FP1 and FP2, but we're about to take the leader from you. Piastri moves to P4. Nice. The McLarens moving up the rankings. They didn't necessarily had great sessions in previous practice. So let's see if the McLarens are able to split up the Ferraris and the Mercedes, because at the moment I think Ferraris look the strongest team so far. Everyone is on softs. My word, Antonelli just set the fastest lap by, well, it was, I was about to say he's 3/10 quicker than Leclerc, which is quite a lot it's quite a lot, a gap, but Russell just closed the gap by 1/10 slower than Antonelli. So, yeah, the Mercedes are starting to impose their dominance again. Mm. Charles Leclerc goes fastest. Both McLarens are on a fresh new lap. Let's see if Norris is able to improve. Piastri is able to improve on sector two. Um, Piastri doesn't improve, remains P4, just above Lewis Hamilton. Norris doesn't improve in sector two. Let's see if he is able to improve in sector three. And at the bottom, we have the usual suspects, both drivers from Cadillac and Aston Martin. Let's see if Norris improves. No, he doesn't. He remains in P7. Just over half an hour left in the session. Um, so far, no drama, no virtual safety cars, no red flags on the track, which is good. The drivers needs this type of momentum, and yeah. I guess I spoke too soon. There's a yellow flag on the track. No, that was earlier. But yeah, as long as we don't have sessions being interrupted for too long, that's will benefit the drivers a lot because they need the learning curve around this track, especially young drivers such as Arvin Lindblad. He never drove around this track on a Formula One car. Yeah, I think the previous yellow flag, I think was for Colapinto. He spun on a track, kind of hit the wall. Nothing major, but he was able to carry on. What else do we have? Antonelli's just on a fastest lap again. Massive personal, not just personal, but fastest out of everybody. Personal first and second sector. And it's nowhere to be seen. He seems to be behind one of the drivers. I can't see him on the track, but he's about to increase his gap between first and second. There seems to be a glitch on the system. I can't see Antonelli on the track. So weird. Yeah, he's in a pit lane, obviously. I think this was I don't know what happened, but yeah, he's in a pit lane. So for some reason he had to abort the lap. I wonder what kind of gap would that leave between him and Leclerc? Because at the moment they were second, 2/10 of a second faster, fast, and he obviously completed the sector one and sector two fastest out of anybody. So yeah, probably half a second quicker. What else do we have? What else do we have? At the bottom, um, usual suspects as always. Then we have Colapinto in P18. Yeah, the Alpines they don't look very strong around here, surprisingly, because I would suspect that some of the Ferrari customers, such as Alpine and the Haas, would be doing well, because they have the same Ferrari engine. But yeah, Ferrari doesn't look too strong on this session so far. But we still have 25 minutes, just over 25 minutes left for them to assert their dominance as they have done in the previous two sessions. But as it stands, I wouldn't be surprised if Mercedes takes that spotlight away from them. All the drivers in the pit lane. Um, 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 so uh, Antonelli seems to be more dominant on straight, whereas Charles Leclerc is more dominant on corners. So there's interesting graph showing that. But yeah, like I said, this track here favors the Ferrari cars because they have because there's a lot of corners mid and short and mid high speed corners. So Ferrari has a better acceleration out of the corners, and they also have a much braking, a late braking into corners compared to everyone else. So yeah, that's no surprise there. All the drivers in the pit lane, it's really unusual. I don't know. Maybe they just went to take a break, just to change the tires. But the fact that they all done it at the same time with no virtual safety car red flag being displayed on the track is really unusual. I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Just went to get myself a cup of coffee. Any coffee lovers on the chat? Antonelli, 6 tenths quicker than the fastest second driver. I have no idea where the drivers, Leclerc or any other driver, will be able to match that. 6 tenths quicker, almost a second quicker. Wow. And yeah, he's a quicker, faster than all the other drivers except to P1, P2, and P3. That's a big gap. Still plenty of time to close in that gap, but I'll be surprised if anyone is able to match that. I think this is the fastest lap that we've seen throughout every the entire 3 sessions that we had so far. I think yesterday, what was the times for yesterday's? 1:13. Yeah, 1.13.026 milliseconds. That was the fastest time set yesterday. So it's almost a second. It's exactly a second faster today. And of course, that time had to be set by Mercedes drivers. As I said at the beginning of this session, I think Antonelli, not Antonelli, but just Mercedes are trying to set the tone here. Who else is out there on a fast lap? Lewis Hamilton is setting his personal first and second sector, and he does go to P2. Impressive lap. He closes in the gap to just 3 tenths. Charles Leclerc is also improving on sector 2. Let's see if he's able to overtake Lewis Hamilton, because at this rate, I don't think he will be able to beat Antonelli. He seems to be a bit slow on last sector. He improves and he does beat his teammate to P2. So 3 tenths of a second separating second between the second and the first driver. Yeah, that seems like that's still seems very unlikely that that time will be beaten. And we have a red flag. We have a red flag. What is the issue? We have a red flag. Yeah, one of the house drivers, I think, here had a crash. There seems to be a lot of debris on the track. Maybe he clipped the wall. Let's just see what happens here. Let's just see what happened here. Yeah, it seems like Oliver Behrman just clipped the wall and damage is, I don't know what that is. Yeah, but the back of his car seems to be pretty damaged. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we currently have the session suspended, and I'm assuming the session, it will take quite a while to clear the car from that area. Let's see what happens. Do we have the replay here? Yeah, that was a massive crash. That was a massive crash. Quite spectacular though. But yeah, yeah, he just spun the car. Just he didn't hit the car against the wall. Like the front or the back, it was just like sideways, and he spun. He was able to control the car. There's a lot of damage to the rear of the car, but yeah, he's pretty safe. He's pretty safe. So we have a green flag. Seems like the track is clear. Wow. Kimi Antonelli was right behind him when that happened. He saw Oliver Baumann just overtaking him, and within a split second, he just spun the car. There's some sort of like rope attached to the back of the car. I have no idea what that is. I've never seen anything like it. But did he pick up the ropes? Did he? I don't know. But it seems like there's a lot of ropes attached to the car. Yeah, that will have some implications going into qualifying. So yeah, the mechanics and engineers, they will have probably 2 hours to fix the car. Um, yeah, just over 2 hours to fix the car. They should be okay. Hey, I was just looking at the chats. Uh, I don't know how to pronounce your name, bro. I'm Nas. I just think I'll just call you Nas for now. But yeah, sorry, I didn't know there was. Yeah, yeah. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I say, ladies and gentlemen, just a courtesy thing. Not to offend anyone else. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream, by the way, and let us know where you're watching the stream from. Um, is any particular driver or team that you are supporting? Yeah, it's yeah, it seems like the cars are coming out of the garage now into the pit lane. But I don't know. It's just the track. It's been clear for a while. You know, now they have these massive cranes just outside of the track where they can lift up the cars. There's no need for trucks to go into the track to clear the cars, and the track has been clear for a while, but we're not seeing we are not seeing you know, I don't seem to understand what is the delay, why teams are not rushing into the track and get as much as practice as possible, because that's the whole point. This is a practice session. The track has been clear for the last 10 minutes or so, and I don't know. The teams, they obviously know something that I don't. But as far as I'm concerned, just being a Formula One fan, I just want to see track cars going around the track. I want to see racing. I want to see drama. Yeah, health and safety is it's also a concern, but yeah, the FIA has gave track is clear, guys. Come on, get out of the pits. I want to see cool cars on the track. At this rate, I honestly don't think Antonelli's time will be beaten. By the way, yesterday's fastest lap was done by Lewis Hamilton, 1 minute 13 seconds. Today, um, they haven't even beaten their own personal best. Ferrari haven't beaten their personal times. So I'm not so sure if Ferrari will be able to match Antonelli's pace. I'm not so sure. Naz, if you're still on the stream, sorry for giving you a random nickname. I picked up uh, the last characters of your name. I can't pronounce your name. Sorry, just to give you a random nickname. But let us know where you're watching the stream from. I wonder if the FIA will extend the practice session time, because the session's been interrupted for 5 minutes. They usually tend to extend the session. Uh, let's see if they'll do it now. Yeah, but the session should remain, and yeah, the drivers are on the track. So ignore what I was about to say. And we have just over 3 minutes left remaining on this last practice session. And yeah, we're gonna have qualifying at 4 o'clock. If you want to join me, please feel free to join me again, and I'll be live for the racing day as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on the race day. And yeah, we have only one retirement on this practice session, Oliver Behrman. Let's hope the engineers are able to, get the car fixed um, for qualifying. It was quite a heavy hit, but the car hit sideways, so I don't think there was too much. Um, I don't know. Obviously, from a driver's point of view, I think it's possibly the safest way when you have a crash, when the car hits sideways. Um, that's my observation there. Yeah, I mean, I would love to be in Monaco right now. I just look at the weather, and if I look outside of my window, and I'm currently in the UK, the weather here is just miserable, pretty much the whole year. Even when you get sun, it's just, I mean, it's still miserable in general. But yeah, the weather in Monaco seems to be bang on. Yeah, one thing is being able to join Monaco, and the other thing is being able to be there, and the other thing is would you be able to enjoy Monaco? That's the thing. It's so expensive to live there. Yeah, and that's the end of the session, folks. We have Antonelli. Um, Still in the spotlight from the Ferraris. So Mercedes are back in business again. Mercedes are back in business again. Then we have the two Ferrari drivers, Leclerc P2, P3, Hamilton, George Russell P4, not bad. I think the Mercedes came alive this session. They didn't do so well in the previous sessions, and yeah, the Red Bulls are also doing pretty well. We now have Hazik Hydra, finishing above, Norris. She's pretty impressive, and Bortoleto improving from his previous time, from yesterday's time. Yesterday's session, should I say, he finished P9. Today he finished P7. Piastri doesn't improve. He does improve one position. He moves up to P6. Verstappen drops from the previous section from P3 to P5. George Russell also improves. Both Mercedes drivers improve. I think. Yeah, it's a lot of surprises in the first 10 drivers. All the drivers improve except the Ferraris. The Ferraris drop to one position each. Max Verstappen also drops. The biggest winners, obviously, the Mercedes drivers, still in not the pole position, but the spotlight from the Ferrari. Norris obviously improves to P9. Obviously, he didn't have a great session yesterday, having to retire the car due to mechanical issues. Who else improves? Bortoleto, Hazikaya drops two positions to P8, from P6 to P8. Then we have Hulkenberg dropping from P8 to P10. Esteban Ocon improves from P17 to P11. Carlos Sainz. Then we have Pierre Gasly, P13. Oliver Behrman. Yeah. Yeah, it drops from P10 to P14. Where do we have Colapinto? Colapinto. Where did he finish yesterday? P15. Today's P19. Yeah, the Alpines, they don't seem to, having a great session here. But yeah. And that's the end of the session, folks. I'll be back at 4 o'clock. So if you want to tune in for qualifying, you're more than welcome to join me. And please remember that this is an interactive session. More feel free to ask questions, put your insights, and give us your opinion on X and Y topics. But yeah, I'll be ending the stream now, and I'll see you at 4 o'clock.